Okay. So let's start the discussion on few very basics or few overview of the things that we will be needing. Okay. So this is just a overview, as I said. So let us start with a little bit of linear algebra and vector calculus. See, as you know, actually, we will be dealing with cost functions, which involve vector matrix multiplications and matrix vector multiplications as well. So assume that there is a vector, there is a function f of x. X is a vector, okay, and that function is x transpose y. Okay, so here x is belongs to some r power d-dimensional vector. Okay, and then y is also a d-dimensional vector. So essentially, this is 1 cross 1. It is a scalar valued function. Okay. So if you expand this, this will be x1 y1 plus x2 y2. Okay, plus and so on plus xd y2. Right? And where x is equal to x1 to xd. Okay, and then y equal to y1 to y2. Right? So now in this case, dou f by dou x. How do you define first? Dou by dou x. See, those who have, I think you people might already know, but I am defining just for the completeness. Dou by dou x1. For any vector valued function, if you want to find derivative or the rate of change of that like function with respect to this vector, what we do is we find the rate of change of that function to each of the elements of the vector. Okay, and hence what we have here is this implies dou f by dou x is equal to what? What's the answer now? Hope you know very well. The answer is, if I do dou by dou x1 for f of x here, what do I get? Dou by x1 of x1. Sorry, what should I get?
Y.
Y1. Okay, so y1 and y2 and so on, I get up to yd, and the answer in vector form is y. Okay, same thing happens even if I consider f of x as y transpose x. In this case, what is the derivative? Dou f by dou x. Can one of you quickly tell? It is what?
Y.
Y itself. In this case, what is the answer? X transpose x?
2x. 2x.
Yeah. Usually dou by dou f by dou x we also write. Okay. So in some cases del of f. Okay. So this is equal to 2x here. Right. So this is a little bit on vector derivatives. Differentiation. Okay, so now if we consider a vector and matrix involved, so assume that now the function f of x can be of type m into x. Okay, so this m is d cross d and x let it be d cross 1. M need not be d cross d, it can also be n cross d. Okay, right. So in this case, so what is the dimension of f? F is now not a scalar, but it is a vector valued function. The output is also vector. Okay, so it will have actually f1 to fd. So this can be in different forms. Even f of x, I can also define it as x transpose m. In this case, this can be d cross n, and this can be 1 cross d now. No, x transpose is 1 cross b. Fine. So there may be different ways in which I can define the vector valued function. Okay. So in either of these cases, for simplicity of definition and for a common use or a commonness for the definition, we define dou f by dou x. Okay, whenever it is a vector valued function as what? So some of you can help me here. How do we define it first of all? So how do we define it? So can one of you quickly tell here what is the definition of this derivative? where f now has, in either of these cases, f may have f1 up to fn. Okay, it has different components in the in it. Okay, they may be in terms of a row vector or in terms of a column vector, based on how we formulate Rf of x, how we give the function f of x. Okay, so in this case now, how do I define dou f by dou x? Yeah, quick answer is welcome. Because how we define will make the answers. Okay, so dou f by, let us stick to the same definition that we have, dou f by dou x1 and then dou f by dou x. Okay, so in that case, then it will be dou f2 by dou x1 and so on, dou fn by dou x, dou x1. Okay, so here, sorry, yeah, correct. So here dou f1, dou f2 by dou xd. Are you able to follow what I'm trying to do here? Dou fn by dou xd. So what I'm doing here, I'm assuming, say, if you consider this kind of thing where you have actually like this, so it may be probably a little easier to see this. Okay, so what's happening is, what I'm trying to do is dou f by dou x1, dou f1 by dou x1. The rate of change of the, what I'm trying to find is rate of change of a vector valued function mx with respect to another vector x. Okay, so what I'm doing with each component, what is its change? I'm assimilating in terms of the whole rate of change of each component versus each element of vector. Okay, and that I have put as a matrix. Fine. So now this, if you compute, what is dou f by dou x with this definition? See,
M transpose.
yeah, so we define it in some sense that we fix the definition. Okay, so with this definition, what is for the case 1, for example, here, and this case 2. Okay, for case 1, what is the answer? It is
M transpose.
M transpose. Okay, those I request you people to check. Those who are not very familiar or did not explicitly solve it, just write in terms of M11 x1. So M you can define it as, okay, matrix M11, M12, and so on, M1D. Okay, and then Mn1, okay, and then up to Mnd, right? And then you can multiply and then just simply compute whatever is needed. You will see that it is M transpose. Similarly, here in case 2, what is the answer? Dou f by dou x is equal to what? Can I get an answer? In case 2, what is the answer? It is? Not able to hear some answers. So if you expand it, what will happen? See, anyway, this M is different. So this is D cross M. This cross N matrix M I write in that case. Okay. And then it will be what? So simply you do it, check whether it is M or not. Okay. So is it correct or not? Any people want to give a comment or confirmation on this? Okay. So let the case D be. Yeah, check it and confirm. Okay, I think it's correct. So f of x is equal to, if I define f of x as x transpose mx, in this case, dou f by dou x is equal to what? So can anybody answer me quickly? Can anybody answer me here? No answers. I'm surprising. You people have written exam also now.
Yeah, M plus M transpose into X, sir.
Yeah, M plus
M transpose into X.
Yeah, so this is because, see, the first term, if you consider, so it's like x transpose into mx. So if you consider the first term, the x transpose m together, if you consider as a vector, it becomes, okay, y transpose x kind of thing. Okay, similarly, the second term, if you consider as a vector, Again, it X transpose Y kind of thing. Okay, so you can see that that's the analogy here to solve this. M transpose into X. Okay, that's what is the answer, right? So you verify this. These are very, very important. These you should almost remember like a formulas now, but you should solve once and keep yourself comfortable. Okay, otherwise you will be struck up at some point of time where, okay, they occur in different ways or different forms. Okay, so they won't every time occur in M, X and so on. Okay, so they will occur even 3-4 matrices will come. Okay, in some cases. But when you apply it, only one variable may be there. So when you do partial derivative with respect to that variable, only that is the variable. So then remaining all things will come into either a matrix or a vector. Okay, that's the only thing you can have. Fine. And then summations may be there sometimes. That's all. Hope you got the point. So the other thing we need to consider and understand is on the covariance. Okay. And distributions. Random variables. Okay. So we will not be using widely on this distributions here. So there in the MLIP course, we have discussed about Gaussian distribution. And what else we discussed? Multivariate Gaussian distribution. Okay, but we will not be using widely on that, but it is good to know them. Okay, and they may pop up or may need it at some point of time. And in the covariance matrix, it's required, even though we don't explicitly use them. So essentially, if we have a random variable X, which is a vector random variable, then the covariance, how do you define? X minus expectation of X is again a vector into X minus expectation of X whole transpose. And then expectation of this is referred to as covariance matrix, covariance of X. Fine. Is this clear? Is this definition fine? So this is covariance is a matrix. This is D cross 1. And then this is also 1 cross D. Okay, and then covariance matrix is D cross D. That is usually is the case. Okay, wherever we don't have the expectation, we have only samples. Okay, we don't have the PDF information. We use the expectations in terms of sample based expectation. Okay, and then the sample covariance will come into picture, right? So however, covariance is like this. Covariance of X, if you define X minus mu X into X minus mu X transpose. Okay, and then this is what is covariance, where mu X is equal to expectation of X. So usually covariance matrix is real and symmetric because we assume that the random variables are real. Okay, and then the covariance matrix is real and symmetric. A real and symmetric covariance matrix will have positive semi-definite nature, and then all the lambda I of covariance matrix are greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so covariance matrix is real and symmetric. So this is roughly the information about covariance matrices and so on. Okay, so we have discussed more in more detail about covariance. If we have actually sigma 1 square, 2 dimension sigma 1 square, sigma 1 2, sigma 2 1 and sigma 2 square for it x1 x2. Okay, if we have a joint random variable x1 x2 or a vector random variable, in such case how does the covariance matrix reflect in terms of the variance along x1 direction? Covariance essentially gives the variance along each feature dimension. Okay, so how does that reflect? That we have seen in the previous class. So a sigma 1 square essentially captures, okay, variance in feature x1. Okay, similarly sigma I square captures feature variance in xi. and sigma ij captures covariance in features xi and xa, right? So this we have discussed in more detail. We may not be extensively using, but it may be needed at some point of time, whenever needed. Okay, but these derivatives we will extensively use, matrix vector derivatives. Fine. So any questions around? So otherwise we will conclude now. I think it's already time. Thank you then. Bye.